Have you ever just looked around and felt like something's a little off? I mean, we've built this world with more convenience than ever before, but it doesn't seem to have made us happier. Today, we're going to dive into a really fascinating idea that our endless search for comfort might actually be the very thing that's making us miserable. It really is the big question of our time, isn't it? You can get food delivered with a single tap. Entertainment is literally infinite. We can avoid almost any kind of physical or mental discomfort if we try. So, why are so many of us walking around feeling anxious, empty, and just tired? And what we're going to explore is that this is not a coincidence. It's a direct trade-off. The easier life gets on the outside, the more empty we seem to feel on the inside. This is the corrosive hidden cost of constant comfort. So, to really understand what's going on, we have to start by looking at what comfort even is and how our relationship with it has been completely turned on its head. Just think about it for a second. For pretty much all of human history, comfort was something rare. It was a reward. It was that feeling of safety after facing danger or rest after a day of hard labor. But now, for us, it's the baseline. It's the default setting of our lives, and that one little change makes all the difference. Right, and here's the key idea from neuroscience that explains why. It's called the contrast principle. See, our brains are wired to experience pleasure through contrast. A warm room feels amazing, but only after you've been out in the freezing cold. Without the struggle, the reward just doesn't hit the same. The positive feelings get muted. In our world today, we wake up in a perfectly temperature-controlled room, grab our phone, and immediately flood our brains with easy stimulation. Our bodies almost never have to face a real challenge. So our nervous system, it's not adapting anymore. It's just consuming. It never gets tested. Okay, so if living an easy life is the problem, why does choosing the easy option feel so right in the moment? Well, it turns out there's a biological trap at play, and it's designed to keep us hooked. Every single time you choose the comfortable path, scrolling on the couch instead of going for a run, your brain's reward system just lights up. It absolutely loves safety, it loves things being predictable, and man, does it love low effort. This triggers a little hit of dopamine, which feels good, and it teaches our brain a very simple, very powerful lesson. And that becomes the quiet, subconscious rule for everything. Without you even realizing it, you are actively training your brain to see any kind of friction, any difficulty, as a threat that you need to get away from immediately. You can see this lesson playing out all day, every day. You feel a little pang of boredom or anxiety. What do? You grab your phone and scroll, instead of just sitting with that feeling. You're dealing with something tough, you find a distraction instead of actually processing it. Over and over, we choose that quick hit of relief instead of doing something meaningful. And here's the really sneaky part. This doesn't happen all at once. It's a slow burn. It's a gradual erosion of your resilience. Every time you dodge a small challenge, you become just a tiny bit less capable of handling the next one. Which brings us to the real damage here, the stuff that's happening beneath the surface. What happens to a person when their tolerance for discomfort basically hits rock bottom? Well, the consequences are actually pretty severe. Your resilience, that ability to bounce back when life knocks you down, it just plummets. Your motivation to go after hard but worthwhile goals starts to fade. And maybe the scariest one, your emotional range narrows. The highs don't feel as high because you've eliminated all the lows. This quote just perfectly captures the end result. It's a feeling so many people talk about now. It's not that they're sad, not really. It's just a kind of gray numbness. The feeling of just going through the motions without actually feeling anything. So why does this happen? It's because our nervous system is fundamentally under-challenged. When a moment of joy isn't contrasted with any kind of struggle, it loses its power. And when you achieve something without any real effort, it just feels hollow, doesn't it? It feels unearned. And this creates this vicious cycle, a comfort trap. It starts when you seek out easy comfort. But that comfort makes you a little weaker, a little less capable of handling life's messy friction. So when that friction inevitably shows up, it feels totally overwhelming, which makes you run back and hide in even more comfort. And the cycle just keeps going. So how in the world do you break this cycle? Well, the answer isn't to just throw out all comfort. It's about completely reframing why discomfort is actually a necessary part of a good life. I mean, just look at biology. All healthy systems need stress in order to grow. Your muscles don't get stronger from resting on the couch. They grow when you put them under resistance. Your brain literally builds new connections when it's challenged. And real deep confidence, that's not built by staying safe. It's forged by getting through things you weren't sure you could survive. Now, let's be super clear here. This is not about seeking out pain just for the sake of it. The goal is not to make your life miserable. No, the real antidote to all this is something called meaningful difficulty. It's about intentionally choosing to do hard things that actually align with your values, pushing yourself in a direction that matters to you. That is the key. That's what brings the feeling back into your life. Choosing the harder path on purpose, earning your rest, earning your achievements, that's what gives life its texture, its color, its meaning. So ultimately, it all comes down to this one final question. And I think it's a powerful one to leave you with. In a world where you can have almost anything you want with no effort, if nothing is earned, is anything truly valuable?